What is going on? Have I gone crazy? Hello everyone, welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baca. I'm so glad that you're here. We are doing something a little different today. I frequently get asked the question, how do you come up with all of your card making ideas? And I'm not some brilliant card making person. This is something everybody can do. So I thought I'm going to walk you through my process, and hopefully that gives you some ideas on how to make cards on your own also. One of the first things I do is I grab out all my stamps. I keep mine in a little box like this, and I just look at them and I'm like, which one do I want to play with today? And I grab that one. And then I go over to my trusty box. I'm going to move this out of the way. This is a box that I have full of card patterns. So these are, sometimes they're older cards that are already like made, but sometimes they are just plain patterns, templates. And then I dig through and I pair that with whatever stamp set I chose to see, which one's going to fit on there the best. Sometimes I'll do this the other way around and I'll grab my pattern first because I'm like, I really want to make this one. And then I go over to my stamps and I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4 different stamp sets that I think will work with this pattern, and then I'll be able to play around with that. Next, I head over to my colors, whether they are my ink colors or my cardstock, and I just start playing with them. I just start pulling out several different ones that are kind of catching my eye, and I even throw in ones that I think are ugly or I think aren't going to work, and for some reason when I mix them around and 2 of them bump up against each other that you wouldn't normally put together, it looks like crazy good, and I can get some cool color combinations that way. I do the same thing with my papers. I'll just pull out a bunch of papers and just see what works, what makes me happy. The new catalog that just came out has this great resource. It's on page, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like way out here. It's on page 132, and it's this color wheel, and it explains how to use it. And over here, it gives examples of how to use the color wheel to pair up colors for your card making. So this is a great resource also. If you need a catalog, you can purchase one, or if you place a $50 order with me and let me know you want one, I am happy to send one to you too. So today though, we are focusing on a card pattern. I'm going to show you how to make one card pattern, and then I'll show you 4 different examples of how I used this pattern to make 4 different cards. And you're going to kind of recognize the cards because they are the same colors that I used in the last several weeks of card making, because I did that purposely because I want you to see how you can use the same supplies over and over just by changing up some things, because we want to get a lot of value out of the things that we buy. So let's get started. So I wanted to show you some of the other card patterns I've made. They're all with mismatched paper, and so I used to make them this way, but now I use them with a neutral color palette because I had a really hard time visualizing what colors to use, what papers, how my things were going to fit on there when it was so mismatched. So I like to use this color palette. So these are the colors I use for my card patterns. I use gray granite for the card base. It's very neutral. Then I use basic gray for any coordinating layer. And then black for any layer that's going to go under the white or under the focal point. And this just really helps me, because this is so neutral, it really helps me be able to figure out better what is going to work with this card pattern. Now for the measurements, you can write them directly on your card pattern, but I prefer to type them out and have them in my card sheet. 1, because my handwriting is embarrassing, and 2, this is just more neat and tidy for me. I don't add the layers on the inside of the card because those are really easy to figure out, and they are just written right here. It's not something I need to visualize. So let me show you how to use this card pattern. So the written tutorial for this card pattern that I'm going to make is a thank you gift for my members, team members, and also for customers who place a $50 order with me this month, because this is a ton of work. This is a lot of work. So I'm not going to give this one for free unless you place an order or you join my team. You can purchase this though if you'd like, but I am going to give you the measurements throughout the video so you can start and stop it and grab them that way. So the first thing I'm going to do, your card bundle, the tutorial bundle comes, this is the first sheet, and this is made so it just has some basic instructions, but it is made to be cut up. This is where we're going to go ahead and cut this first. These are the measurements that we're going to then attach to the card later. So I'm just going to use you can use scissors, but I have horrible handwriting and I also can't cut straight. So I love using my paper trimmer for anything like that. So, and it really bothers me when things are crooked. Oh my goodness, I guess I have problems. Okay, so we're gonna save this for later. One thing I forgot to show you before I cut this all to smithereens. Here you can scan with your phone, and it's gonna take you directly to this video. I also have it here on your template. So when you're making these, you can scan with your phone to access this video, or you'll be able to click it if you're on your computer. I hope that helps. Now the next sheet actually has the diagram for the template. So we're just gonna, this is like so easy, and it's not supposed to be hard. This is supposed to be very simple so that it just gives you like a springboard, a place to start for creating your own cards. So this is gonna be a very simple layout, but then you make it happen with your supplies. So the card base can either be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, or you can do it the other way. Hold on. Well, I don't have an example of the other one. I'll show you though in a minute. 11 by 4.25, scored at 5.5. So either way you want to do your card base. Now the first coordinating layer is 2.5 by 4.5. And just following the diagram, you can just place it on your card pattern. But when you're making this on your own though, you may have to adjust this based on the stamps or dies that you're using. The next layer is 2 3/8 by 4 3/8, and that is going to hold the focal point, which is 2.5 by 4.5. So this is the focal point layer is 2.25 by 4.25. On a 2 3/8 by 4 3/8 little border layer here. And I did not get this straight. Hold on. Ooh, I love, this is why I love the liquid glue, because do I get it right like half the time? No, not even half the time. I usually have to pull it up. So now this goes right in the middle. We want to see some of this layer all the way around and kind of bring it down here. And then that's it. So as a regular card base, 2.5 by 4.5 for this layer, 2.25 by 4.25 for the focal layer, and then 2 3/8 by 4 3/8 for that black layer. All rats, I meant to show you this before I glued this down. Now for any of these, any piece on here, you can exchange it out. So maybe you want to do a designer series paper as this layer here, or maybe you want to emboss it. And let me show you some examples. So the first card is this one, and this one has the card base that's 11 inches by 4.25, scored by 5.5. So it kind of has a different idea, but you can see how we use the template, but just changed up a little bit of variation. And you may have remembered this project. You can see I used the same colors. So you're going to be able to use the same supplies to make this card as this one. The next card is using that cutest cows set. Let me show you the inside. It's so cute. So this is using the same supplies as the project a couple weeks ago when we made a gift card holder. So in this example, I used the designer series paper for this layer, and then used designer series paper for the greeting on the front. And this one I've used for a couple different projects. Same colors for both of these. So you can really see how you can get so much use out of your products just by changing up the card pattern that you're using. Now in this example, you can see I embossed this layer. Look at that. Look at that texture. It looks so great. And then there's the inside of the card. And then this is the one using the same products. We made this really cool stand-up card. So here are 4 cards we made from this one super simple card pattern. And I forgot to tell you, now this thing that we cut off at the front, you just put a little glue on it. You can put it on the inside of the card, or you can glue it to the back, wherever you want to do with it. But then now you don't need the written tutorial. You don't have to pull up the written tutorial when you want to make one on your own, because all the measurements will be right inside there. If you'd like the written tutorial that has the cutout for the measurements, the diagram, all the written instructions for the other 4 cards, there are 3 ways that you can get that. You can get it for free by placing a $50 order with me in the month of May 2024 and use my host code. That's my thank you gift. The other way to get it for free is by joining my team. This is one of the benefits that my team gets. They get my tutorials, and because Jackie Bolheis, she's big time Stampin' Up! I'm sure you've seen her on YouTube. She's my team leader, so that's one of her benefits to us, is to get all her tutorials. So if you join with me, you get mine and hers. And then thirdly, you can just outright purchase the tutorial. It's in my tutorial store. So if you have any questions, I was going to say, if you are interested in joining, and it's May 2024, there is an incredible join bonus, $207 worth of products for $99, and then you get all those tutorials, and there are other benefits also. I'll link that in the description of the video, but please reach out to me if you have questions. I am so happy to help. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. You can also click that subscribe button. I put a new video out every Thursday. Thanks so much for watching. Have a sunny day.